Last night was pretty crazy here at Tower City, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really exciting. It was neat to see how many people in Cleveland are fans of this book.
Yeah, it was nuts. It's really crazy. But it's super encouraging, you know? It means they're all there because they haven't seen the movie yet. They're all there because they're huge fans of this story.
Yeah, at least you know now, like, at least those 3,000 people are going to go see the film, right?
At least we're going to have 3,000 people see this film.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, at least that's going to happen.
Isn't that more than most of us get?
Oh, he's quoting the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, man. How many more lines are we going to hear throughout this interview?
I'll try to sneak him in.
Really?
Sure.
Will they be like metaphors?
Perhaps it could be a metaphor.
The crowd went pretty crazy when they heard that last night.
Oh, yeah, that was a good sign. They liked the way I did it. A metaphor.
That was a great representation, or replica.
A great, like, imitation of myself.
Yeah, imitation.
So every single person that was there last night had obviously read the book at least a whole bunch of times. They've all taken something away from the book. For you guys now being in this film based on the book, what have you guys taken away from it?
So much. I mean, the simple plot of this book, or not plot, I guess, but a good theme of it is that nothing's guaranteed and that life isn't necessarily fair at all. And all we are guaranteed in life is moments. This moment with you and this moment right now speaking into this microphone. And so you might as well just enjoy it because you never know what's coming next. And also it doesn't victimize death and it doesn't victimize cancer. It celebrates life, which is really hopeful and necessary right now, I think, in the world.
Sure. What do you think, Ansel?
I mean, I'm just going to repeat what she said, so let's go to the next question. I think she nailed it, yeah.
I want to ask you guys because, anytime you Google anything about this movie, it comes up about the fact that you guys were in Divergent together. Are you so sick of the fact that it might be possible that you could now play lovers instead of brother and sister?
Are we so sick because we actually like kissing our brother and sister? Is that what you meant by sick?
No, I think he's saying, are you sick of that question, right?
Because, yes, we are sick of that question.
Yeah, no, we're sick of the question. However, if you want it, here's the answer to it is that we're doing movies, we're actors, it's different every time. You play different roles, that's that. It's just a coincidence. But at the same time, it was a helpful coincidence because we're really close friends. If we hadn't have met on Divergent, then when we come to do this movie, we're not as comfortable with each other. And I don't think it runs as smoothly. And I don't think the chemistry between Hazel and Gus is as powerful.
Sure.
Everything happens for a reason.
Oh, look at you. This is great. In the book, in the film, the big wish is to meet Van Houten. For you guys, what would your big wish be? Who would you want to meet?
I would want to meet someone. Unfortunately, she's not around anymore, but her name was Anais Nin, and she's a French writer. So I would have loved to have met her.
I would like to meet, he's also dead, Paul Newman.
What if we have to meet people that are alive? What if the genies were able to grant a wish?
I would ask to bring Anais back because she's kind of the only person I would like to talk to and sit down. I mean, there's a lot of people in the world, but she's one of them.
You wouldn't want to go to Disneyland?
I've been to Disneyland.
I would hope you've been to Disneyland. What if you had a wish for someone that's alive? Who do you think?
I guess to meet someone. I mean, a lot of my heroes, which is why I'm so lucky in life right now, is that a lot of people who I look up to, I fantasize that I'll be able to work with them soon. So I would love to meet Christian Bale or Tom Hardy or one of those actors that really inspire me. But ideally, I'll show up to set one day and I'm on a movie with them and I'll try to play it off like I'm not, I haven't idolized them my whole childhood so that we can be friends. I think meeting them might spoil that. So maybe I would use my wish to I might just do Disney or something like that.
Well, a lot of people watching this right now think they know your story, but what's your real story? Your hobbies, your passions, your weird fetishes?
In real life?
Yeah.
Some passions. Oh man, I mean.
You have plenty of them.
So many passions. What are my passions?
She is an herbalist.
Mm-hmm. I'm passionate about plants.
Yes, she enjoys cooking, but she enjoys cooking with ingredients that are other than normal ingredients. She's not going to use regular white sugar. She's not even going to use cane sugar. She's going to use what would you use as a sweetener?
Rapadura.
Exactly.
Your hobbies. You're an amazing miniature painter. You're also an incredible singer. I always forget to say that, but you really have one of the best voices I've ever heard. In a young man, man in general. You are an amazing DJ. And yeah, weird fetishes. What are your weird fetishes? I really enjoy, and I really like feet. That is a weird fetish. I love, like, a nice foot on a man or a woman, to me, is so sexy.
I like round, soft cheeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's your thing? I'm learning so much about you guys.
Feet and cheeks, man.
Yeah, feet and cheeks. This is
only two
awesome.
of us.
Whoa. Ansel, I want to ask you, from a movie making standpoint, what is actually on your leg when you're showing the prosthetic in the film?
So we had like a green sock on my whole leg because it wasn't my leg. It was a kid named Tanner's leg who stood in for me whenever we need the leg on screen. But more importantly, actually, than using his leg, he was like a great role model to me and inspiration because he's a 17-year-old kid who actually lost his leg and went through the process only about a year ago of getting a prosthetic. And his attitude and stuff was like very inspirational because I think Gus is the same way about his leg. It's sort of like, you know what, this happened, I got to deal with it, I got to persevere. And that's the attitude. So yeah, Tanner Boatwright, the kid's name, he was super helpful to me, and I still text him all the time. But yeah, in terms of like, technical stuff, green sock on, and then they shot him in the same place, and then they somehow movie magically did it. And then when it's in the pants, I wear a special brace that took away flexibility from the ankle. So that way, it looks like a prosthetic leg, because a prosthetic leg's, your ankle isn't flopping around, otherwise it'd be very hard to walk on that.
And then did you work with him to get this limp down? Because that was also very realistic.
Yeah, he said that, you walk, actually, it's funny, it's sort of like you walk like you have like the swag, because you sort of like limp, but it's not like, like a weird limp or anything. It's just sort of like, like you have a little, you have a little like swag with it, you know what I mean? Like, so that was the Gustus. In the movie, if you see, like, sometimes he's walking, it's like.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Was there any part of the book that you guys wished could have been in the film and wasn't, and didn't end up making the final cut?
We did a scene, it's a swing set scene where we get rid of the swing set and we post an ad on Craigslist, and we did that and we filmed it, but it'll be on the DVD because it's not in the final cut of the film.
Okay. Is there any book that either of you love as much as Gus and Hazel love, An Imperial Affliction? Affliction. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, mine is called Henry and June by Anna Eastman, that author I was talking about earlier.
How many times have you read it?
Oh my God, in its entirety, I don't know. It's so dog-eared so many times, but the thing I like take notes. It's sort of like this beautiful Bible for me. I love it.
And so, what about you?
I mean, honestly, I'm not much of a book guy. I'm going to say what movie I've watched like a million times. Like, I watch On the Waterfront a lot, and I watch East of Eden a lot. I'm a big Kazan guy. I love Ella Kazan's movies. So, yes, I'm not a book guy. So, otherwise honestly, I'd say Fault in Our Stars. Fault in Our Stars is the last book I've read that I really enjoyed, probably the last, 5 years. So, I've read other books along the way, but that I've really enjoyed.
Ansel, you revealed something pretty big last night when a fan asked what your cologne was. And you said that it was au naturel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's going to be in stores. No, I'm just kidding. I don't wear any cologne.
You don't need it. You have a good smelling odor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I work out a lot. I'm active. I shower a good amount. That helps too. It's good to shower.
I think it's always sexier too when you can smell a dude's pheromones versus like some fake cologne, because then the cologne mixes with the sweat and then the smell you get is this weird musty smell versus just like natural, like, oh, that's who you smell like.
It's always good though when someone's telling you that your natural smell is okay, that it's bearable, because you could have the complete opposite of that.
I'm a lucky guy. Yeah, I'm lucky that I don't smell really bad. Because if I
also think that sometimes, it's always you talk to like lovers and they're like, oh, I think my boyfriend smells great when he's stinky. And you're like, well, your boyfriend kind of really stinks. But certain people connect, on that level where they're like, actually, I can tolerate your smell. It doesn't bug me.
Sure.
So maybe your smell doesn't bug me, but maybe it bugs other people.
That's true. There's a reason why human beings, we're animals, smell a certain way. And I think it's actually to attract the opposite sex. Like sometimes a little bit
or the same sex.
Or the same sex. Sometimes a little bit of the strong smell actually will attract someone in a weird way. And society sometimes says that, oh, smelling bad is bad. And not that we smell bad, but smelling like yourself is bad, and that you should smell like a sweet cologne. But in reality, no animals wear sweet cologne, and animals are at each other's necks like crazy.
I mean, and think of it this way too. It's so funny in this day and age. I was watching some comedy show the other day. I forget who the comedian was, but he's like, yeah, you know, you take a girl home in 2014 and the person that you come home, she comes out of the bathroom and all of a sudden her extensions are out, her makeup's off, her like nails are done differently, and her bra is like 5 sizes bigger than she, and he's like, oh my gosh, you end up with somebody that you didn't, see before.
Yeah.
And you kind of think about it with a guy too, or with a girl, like smells, this is my opinion on it. It sort of masks who you are, and then you're kind of in for an awful surprise if you're like, oh gosh, that's what you actually smell like and not that sweet smelling flower.
June 6th is when the film actually comes out. Yeah, because I don't want to, I probably smell, so I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
June 6th is when the film actually comes out, and there's so many people that are obviously so very excited to see this, but they're also super excited they were really excited to see John Green last night. How important was he in turning this from the book to what you guys did on screen?
Oh, so important. I've done quite a few book to film adaptations and have never ever had an author on set for more than a few days during the entire process. And John was there every day except for a few. And the days that he wasn't there, we missed him terribly. I mean, he was really sort of everyone's confidant. Everybody could go up to him and be like, how was that? And he would politely steer us on the right path, which was very rare because Josh, our director, was like very good about that. But John ultimately, I felt like, was the big director. Josh was the director of this movie. John is the director of this world. And so it was really special to have him there to confide in and to receive feedback from.
There are so many lines from the book that mean so much to everyone that read it. As we wrap things up here, what are your favorite lines from the book or from the movie as well?
I always say this one, but I'm such a sucker for romance. I'm hopeless romantic, and the line "I fell in love with him the way you fall asleep" is so beautiful and slowly and then all at once. It's so beautiful. Thank you. It's so beautiful. It's so touching. And it's also like it's just swoon worthy.
I like what makes this movie really real and like real is lines like, apparently the world is not a wish granting factory, because it's not, and very often in Hollywood movies it is. Everyone gets their wish at the end of the movie. So yeah, that line is very important to me.
You guys are awesome. Congratulations again on this film. Good to see you guys again. And June 6th is when this hits theaters. So thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it.